So, who will Donald Trump pick to be vice president? I think I know, or at least, shall we say, a strong recommendation.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth.
Hi, this is Pastor Marty. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. There is absolutely positively nothing else like me anywhere else online. That's not bragging. That's an undeniable, verifiable statement of fact. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Once you are, please like and share this video. That's how we get the word out that we're here. And make sure that you smack the bell and click the word all to get notification of my rants, my ravings, and my undeniably flawless reasonings. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Well, we know that Vivek Ramaswamy has dropped out of running, that he is committing himself now to getting Donald Trump elected. He attended a campaign event with him in New Hampshire, and when he got done, you know, the crowd started going, VP, VP, VP. The big money is on. It won't be Vivek because his personality, too much like Trump, he has the ability to kind of, if you will, steal the spotlight. He is smooth, he's articulate, he's smart, but it won't be Vivek. And I agree with that. It's not going to be Tucker Carlson. I've seen people talking about, it's going to be Tucker. Tucker Carlson, first of all, for him to be vice president, it would take away a strong voice that we have right now. And we need Tucker Carlson online in media doing what he does, getting the MAGA message out there. And that is so vital. It's so important. It's so needed. It's not going to be Tucker Carlson. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be Carrie Lake or even Kristi Noem. And I know that there are people absolutely convinced it's going to be Kristi Noem. It's going to be Kristi Noem. It's not going to be Kristi Noem. I do believe it's going to be a woman. It's not going to be Kristi Noem. It's not going to be Carrie Lake. And we know that Carrie Lake has been ferociously defense of Donald Trump and what happened to him with election shenanigans, especially since she's a victim of it herself. I'm going to tell you exactly who it's going to be after we discredit this little tidbit.
But when people say MAGA, they're actually looking at people voting for Trump, and they think they're voting, and they're basically scapegoating them, that you are like him. But I don't think they're voting for Trump because of his family values. And if you look, just take a step back, be honest. He was kind of right about NATO, kind of right about immigration. Mm-hmm. He grew the economy quite well.
China virus.
Tax reform worked. Yeah. He was right about some of China. I don't like what he did.
No, I said China virus.
Yeah, I understand. He may have been right. And I don't like how he said things about Mexico. I don't like, but he wasn't wrong about some of these critical issues, and that's why they're voting for him. And I think people should be a little more respectful of our fellow citizens. And when you guys have people up here, you should always ask the why. Not like it's a binary thing. You're supporting Trump, you're not supporting Trump. Why are you supporting
It's hard to hate
Trump?
75 million of your fellow Americans.
I agree.
It's done crazy.
And, the Democrats have done a pretty good job with the deplorables, hugging onto their Bibles and their beer and their guns. I mean, really, can we just stop that stuff and actually grow up and treat other people with respect and listen to them a little bit?
Now, that's Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon is certainly not a Trumper. He's not a Trump supporter. He's the CEO, if you will, of the largest bank on the planet, JP Morgan. Billions, trillions of dollars go through his bank every day. This is a mover, a shaker. This is who Wall Street listens to. This is who the other banks in the country listen to. This is who other bankers around the world listen to. Did you hear what he said? Donald Trump actually did a pretty good job. The fact that he's saying this and some other key one-time liberal-leaning billionaires in this country are saying the same thing. This is the theory that's being spouted right now of why somebody like a Jamie Dimon, who is an influencer of the establishment, that here we are now into this part of the primary season where the deals are being made. Politically speaking, moving forward, Nikki Haley has no path to the presidency as long as Donald Trump is in the race. So is there a deal being worked out behind closed doors that the movers and the shakers and the money people and the people that can really financially make it happen for Donald Trump, not just his candidacy, but his presidency, is this going to happen where right now they've reached out to the Trump people and said, hey, you know what? We are going to be behind you. We're even going to get the media off your back. You know, they can control the establishment. We're going to give you an open path finally, but you got to bring Nikki on as the VP.
I did come out and make a nice statement about Nikki Haley.
You did. You've been talking to Nikki Haley.
Very liberal, yes, I have. Even if you're a very liberal Democrat, I urge you, help Nikki Haley too.
Do you think the phone call is being made where Jamie Dimon and the establishment Wall Street guys are calling Trump saying, if you're willing to put Haley as your VP, you're a lock for president. We will publicly support you. Wow. Do you think a phone call like that is made? I believe a 70% chance that phone call is made. I didn't say it's received. Yeah. I said it's made. And they're saying to him, we will come behind you and we'll give you $200, $300, $400 million, and we will go out there and help raise, and we will defend because we know what you did with the economy and you were right, okay? Now the question becomes, will Trump entertain that conversation? I believe he will entertain, but I also believe a lot of the people on the inside that are 100% supporters to him, he's going to bring it up to him and ask the question that I believe Trump asks a lot. I think Trump say, what do you think, guy? I think Trump will say, what do you think? But he's going to make the decision what he's going to say, so what do you guys think about the phone call we just got? Should we consider this? Do you agree with them? And it's not going to be asking everybody. It's only going to be asking 2, 3, 4, 5 people that he fully trusts with a score of 90 plus, right? Yeah. And I believe a couple of them are going to say, we ought to entertain it. And I believe 3 out of 5 are going to say, hell no, we shouldn't entertain it. One of the 3, I believe, is a family member that's going to say, don't do it. But I believe after a message like that just took place, and we're in the negotiation phase right now that Tom was talking about 2 days ago, I think that is a message of Jamie trying to say, hey, whisper, if you accept our offer of putting Haley as your VP, I'm going to do more of this stuff for you. I'm just speculating, but I think that's a possibility.
It's not going to happen, not going to happen, not going to happen. And here's why.
If you want a nominee who is endorsed by all of the rhinos, globalists, never-Trumpers, and crooked Joe Biden's biggest donors, she's your candidate.
Donald Trump has about 5 people in his inner circle that he listens to completely. And family ranks high up in there. And trust me, when one of his own says it'll never be Nikki, you can take it to the bank. It will never be Nikki. So if it's not Nikki, who's it going to be?
Let's be clear. The John Brennans, Adam Schiffs, and the oligarchs in big tech who are trying to undermine our constitutionally protected rights and turn our country into a police state with KGB-style surveillance are also domestic enemies and much more powerful and therefore dangerous than the mob that stormed the Capitol. Now, John Brennan said,
so I know looking forward that the members of the Biden team who have been nominated or have been appointed are now moving in laser-like fashion to try to uncover as much as they can about what looks very similar to insurgency movements that we've seen overseas, where they germinate in different parts of a country and they gain strength, and it brings together an unholy alliance frequently of religious extremists, authoritarians, fascists, bigots, racists, nativists, even libertarians.
Now, President Biden, I call upon you and all members of Congress from both parties to denounce these efforts by the likes of Brennan and others to take away our civil liberties that are endowed to us by our Creator and guaranteed in our Constitution. If you don't stand up to these people now, then our country will be in great peril.
Tulsi, you heard me, Tulsi Gabbard. I believe to my core being that Tulsi Gabbard is going to become Trump's VP pick. And you think about it. He's already gained so much ground in the fact that overwhelmingly American black men are supporting Trump in such a way that the Democrats are absolutely panic-stricken that they're losing the black vote to Donald J. Trump. But black women are staying strong with Joe Biden. Now, let's work this through. Donald Trump has a strong representation among Hispanic voters. He gained, even in Iowa, on college-educated women. Independents are breaking for Trump. The swing states are all breaking for Trump. Having someone like Tulsi Gabbard absolutely puts him over the top. She is sharp. She is a woman of color. And she's not a libloon, but could draw in Democrats who feel displaced by their party. Say, well, Pastor Marty, what's the difference between that and Nikki Haley, who's basically running as a Democrat? Nikki Haley is a rhino. She's a she's a Democrat dressed in Republican drag. She's an old Rockefeller liberal style Republican. And she's using the Democrats, and the Democrats are using her to try to push through their agenda. And if they can't get it through Joe Biden, they would take it through Nikki Haley. Vivek Ramaswamy is absolutely right about Nikki, that she is a Trojan horse for the Democratic Party. They can't get rid of Joe, because to get rid of Joe means then they're stuck with Kamala. And they can't get rid of Kamala because she's a woman of color. The only one they could possibly replace Kamala with is Michelle Obama. They can't even replace Kamala with Gavin Newsom because, again, he's pale, stale, and male. But they could replace Joe Biden by not voting for Joe Biden, but for voting for Nikki Haley. Because Nikki Haley will give the establishment everything they want. Endless war, globalism, and some of their woke agenda. Because she won't even answer the question, can a biological male become a female? But Donald Trump takes the nomination. Nikki Haley, no part of the equation now. Now you not only have Trump versus Biden, you have Kamala versus Tulsi. And Tulsi brings to the table kind of what Vivek Ramaswamy does. One of the reasons people would love to see Vivek as the VP, they know that he's articulate, he's smart, he thinks quick on his feet, that he would be devastating in the debates, and he's a great spokesman for Trumpism, for MAGA, for America First. Tulsi will be too. Tulsi will be too. And she will draw in a demographic, and she will draw in displaced Democrats who absolutely cannot see themselves voting for a woke agenda, and they know that Joe Biden is a disaster, and they've been on the fence about Donald Trump. But Tulsi could bring them in. Bump, ba-dum, bump. My pick. I guess you would say, best guesstimate, it's going to be Tulsi.